Chosen one. You just demonstrated why you are chosen, by outranking every dark force sent your way and returning their energy to the sender. Someone launched spiritual warfare against you, expecting to drain your power, but instead their own magic ricocheted back like lightning. You didn't fight back with rage, you fought back with light. Every prayer, every boundary, every moment you chose peace over pettiness became divine armor. You didn't even realize you were being tested until the tables turned. Now the very person who tried to stop you is confused, exhausted, and haunted by what they created. You rose higher, shattering ceilings they swore you'd never reach. The universe just proved what they refused to believe. No weapon formed against the chosen ever truly prospers. This person did not work alone. Working alone was impossible because more power was needed than jealousy alone could provide. So a search began, a search for people who practice old forms of manipulation, people connected to ancient traditions that deal with energies most folks would not touch. I am talking about practitioners who know how to work with darkness in ways that have been passed down through generations. People who charge serious money because their methods have a reputation for destroying lives. This person either paid cash or partnered up with a small group of practitioners, a coven, if you will. And a specific target was identified, your heart space, because something crucial about you was understood. Your heart is your power center. You lead with love. You see the world through compassion. Your faith lives in your heart. Your hope flows from your heart. Your ability to keep going despite hardship comes from your heart. If your heart could be closed, everything else would close too. So an attack was launched against your romantic connections, your ability to bond deeply with others, your capacity for trust. You were supposed to become afraid of connection. You were supposed to doubt people's intentions. You were supposed to build walls instead of bridges, because something was seen coming for you, a romantic partner who is also soul family, a celebration, a gathering of your true people, and the goal was to block this before manifestation. You were supposed to be closed off by the time this person arrived, cold, guarded, unavailable. Communication was also targeted. If you are someone who values clarity and directness, you were supposed to become confused and unclear. You were supposed to have arguments with people you normally vibe with easily. Discord in relationships was the goal. Friends pulling away was the intention. Isolation was the desired outcome. Because isolated people are vulnerable people, disconnected people are easier to influence, and you needed to be vulnerable to make the magic stick. All this energy was put into attacking you. Methods were used that supposedly have perfect success rates. Every step was followed. Everything was done right according to ancient tradition. This massive spiritual attack was sent your way, expecting you to crumble, expecting to see you spiral, expecting to watch you fall apart. And then there was waiting for the results. Nothing happened to you. Absolutely nothing. You kept moving forward. You kept connecting with good people. You kept working on your goals. You kept your peace. You kept your faith. You kept being you. And this broke the mind of your attacker, because according to everything known, you should be destroyed right now. You should be exactly where you were wanted. Instead, you are thriving, and the energy sent toward you did not just disappear into the void. That energy came back. That energy stayed in the space of the sender. That energy attached to the source, and now consequences are being dealt with that were wished upon you. You are not just lucky, you are not just blessed by chance, you are specifically protected, and that protection comes from two sources working in perfect harmony. First, you are covered by divine intervention. Something greater than you has its hand on you. You are chosen. You are marked for a specific purpose. You have a role to play that darkness does not want fulfilled, and whatever you call that higher power, whether God or source, or your angels or your higher self, watching over you has been constant. When the attack launched, an invisible barrier was hit, a shield could not be seen, a wall was not known to exist. The dark magic bounced back before ever touching you. But here is the second part that makes you truly untouchable. You have been building your own fortress through the choices you make every single day. Every time you chose to see the lesson instead of playing victim. Every time you chose growth over bitterness. Every time you chose to protect your peace instead of engaging with chaos. Every time you set a boundary and honored it. Every time you said no to energy that did not serve you. All of those choices built armor around you. A second shield was created that works alongside the divine one. This is what was run into. This is the wall that cannot be penetrated. Your growth mindset is a weapon with no available defense. You have this ability to take whatever life throws at you and alchemize it into wisdom. When relationships end, you grieve, but you also grow. When opportunities fall through, you trust something better is coming. When you face pain, you ask what the lesson is. This is not toxic positivity. This is mastery. This is emotional intelligence. This is spiritual maturity, forged through years of surviving things that would have broken others. And here is what is driving your attacker. Absolutely crazy. You did not even notice the attack. You were just living your life, going about your day, focused on your own path. To you it was just another week, just another series of normal days where you did what you always do. Take care of yourself, work on your goals, connect with people who uplift you, choose yourself. But from the other perspective, this is earth-shattering. Everything was put into destroying you, and you did not even acknowledge it. You were that unbothered, that untouchable, that protected. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more chosen ones like you can find it. What you send out comes back to you. How you treat others determines how you are treated. And when you attack someone who operates under divine protection, you bring judgment on yourself. Physical symptoms are being experienced that cannot be explained. Hair falling out, skin breaking out in strange ways, vision problems that came from nowhere. Some individuals might be dealing with issues around their eyes, their third eye, their ability to see clearly both physically and spiritually. Exhaustion exists in a way that sleep does not fix. There is a heaviness pressing down that will not lift. Strange things are happening in homes, doors opening on their own, lights flickering, a feeling of being watched by something dark. And here is the kicker. No one can be told what is really going on. Saying I tried to curse someone and it backfired is impossible, so suffering in silence is happening. Or being loud about problems while lying about the cause, making up explanations, blaming other things. But deep down the truth is known. Exactly why this is happening is understood, and that knowledge is consuming from within. The practitioners who were worked with are probably confused too, because this does not happen often. When you use these old methods, when you follow the traditions correctly, when you invest this much energy and intention, success is supposed to be guaranteed. People are supposed to fall apart, but somehow you did not. And not only did you not fall apart, the curse came back multiplied. Everything sent out returned, doubled, tripled, amplified. And now being trapped with energies that were invited in but cannot be controlled is the reality. Doors were opened that cannot be closed. Forces were called on that are now demanding payment. One person tried to remote view you. The attempt was made to spy on you spiritually, to see into your life, to find weak spots that could be exploited. But a block was hit, a wall was encountered. Something protecting you was sensed that could not be gotten through. And that terrified the viewer, because what was starting to be suspected got confirmed. You are not like other people. You are operating on a frequency that cannot be reached. You are covered by something that cannot be overcome. Somewhere in your past, you had to grow up faster than you should have. Maybe you became the responsible one in your family too young. Maybe you had to be the caretaker while still needing someone to care for you. Maybe you worked while going to school to help pay bills. Maybe you faced adult problems as a child. Whatever the case, life forced you to become self-sufficient. Life forced you to learn that no one was coming to save you, that you had to save yourself, and through that process, you developed something rare. You learned how to find the wisdom in every situation. You learned how to transform pain into power. You learned how to see setbacks as redirections. You learned how to take what was meant to break you and use it to build yourself stronger. This became automatic. This became your default response to life. And this is what cannot be competed with. Negativity gets sent expecting you to absorb it, expecting you to spiral, expecting you to fall apart, and instead you process it, you learn from it, you grow through it, you come out better than you went in. To your attacker, this is incomprehensible, this is infuriating, this is proof that you operate on a level that will never be reached, because this person does not have this mindset. Stuck in victim mentality is the reality. Blaming others continues. Holding grudges persists. Taking responsibility for personal healing gets refused. Your contradictions and complexities are interesting to your attacker, but in a way that creates anger. You can look at an empty glass and see it as making space for new things. You can face disappointment and still maintain hope. You can be hurt and still choose love. You can lose something valuable and still believe something better is coming. This optimism is not naivety. This is faith. This is spiritual strength. And when you have that kind of faith, how can someone weigh you down? How can someone make you feel stuck when you can always see a way through, a way over, a way around? Your complete and total lack of reaction. You are not walking around talking about spiritual attacks. You are not obsessed with enemies. You are not spending energy trying to figure out who is against you. You are not even thinking about any of this. You are just living your life, thriving, moving forward, connecting, creating, being yourself. This unbothered energy is its own form of dominance. Real power is not about fighting back. Real victory is not about revenge. Real strength is being so grounded in who you are that nothing can shake you. Having such a strong connection to your purpose that distractions just bounce off. Protecting your peace so fiercely that chaos cannot enter your space. Knowing you do not have to defend yourself because something greater defends you. You embody this without trying. It is not an act. It is not a strategy, it is just who you are now. The natural result of all the inner work you have done. You know who you are, you know what you are building, you know where you are going, and you know that nobody's negativity can stop what is meant for you. This confidence, this certainty, this unshakable knowing creates an energy field around you that repels attacks automatically. A reaction was wanted. You were supposed to know someone was coming after you. You were supposed to feel the presence, the hatred, the jealousy. You were supposed to be scared. You were supposed to be paranoid. You were supposed to be looking over your shoulder. And instead you are over here posting about your wins, connecting with your people, working on your dreams, living your best life like nothing happened. Because to you nothing did happen. It was just another day. This is what drives your attacker insane. The biggest weapon was thrown at you, and you caught it like a baseball, looked at it with mild curiosity, and tossed it back without breaking stride. You did not even slow down. You did not miss a beat. You just kept walking in your purpose like the powerhouse you are. And that level of unbothered dominance is something that will never be understood, because operating from that place of inner security has never been experienced by your attacker. Now let me go deeper into why your heart was specifically targeted. Your heart is where your real power lives. Your heart is where your light shines brightest. Your heart is where your connection to the divine flows through. Your heart is where your compassion comes from. Your heart is where your capacity for love resides, and the understanding existed that if your heart could be closed, everything else would follow. You lead with your heart. Even after being hurt, you still believe in love. Even after being disappointed, you still hope for better. Even after being betrayed, you still choose to trust again. This is not weakness. This is courage. This is strength. Because you understand that closing your heart would kill something essential inside you. You would rather risk pain than live without love. You would rather face disappointment than lose hope. You would rather be vulnerable than become bitter. So your romantic connections were targeted. Fear around intimacy was supposed to be created. Doubting people's intentions was the goal. Bringing discord into your existing relationships was attempted, because something was seen coming for you. A partner who is not just romantic connection but soul family. Someone who will walk alongside you in purpose. Someone who will amplify your light instead of dimming it. The celebration that is coming was seen. The community gathering around you was anticipated. And blocking all of this before manifestation was the mission. But the mission failed. Your heart is still open. Maybe more discerning now. Maybe more boundaried, but still open. Still capable of deep love, still willing to connect, still ready to receive what is meant for you. And because closing your heart failed, the path is clear for everything that is coming. The partner, the soul family, the celebration, the gathering, all of it is flowing toward you now, unblocked and unstoppable. Here is what was not understood. Your heart is not weak because it is open. Your heart is fortified because it is protected by wisdom. You know who deserves access and who does not. You know the difference between genuine connection and manipulation. You know red flags when you see them. You have been training your discernment for years, so while your heart stays open to love, it is simultaneously protected by boundaries. This combination makes you unbreakable. Now here is something your attacker did not count on when coming at you with old magic. You carry ancient wisdom in your bones, not knowledge you learned from books, not techniques you studied online. This is cellular memory. This is ancestral knowing that activates when you need it most. When practitioners were sent after you, the belief was that the oldest weapons in the arsenal were being brought, but what got awakened in you is even older. You felt those moments where you just knew what to do without knowing how you knew, when you instinctively protected your energy without anyone teaching you how, when you automatically released what did not belong to you without understanding the mechanics of spiritual cleansing, when you naturally transmuted dark energy into light without studying alchemy. This is not coincidence. This is your lineage activating. This is your true ancestors stepping in to remind you who you really are. Because here is what you need to understand about being chosen. You are not the first in your bloodline to face this kind of attack. Somewhere in your ancestry, there were others who stood against darkness, others who refused to bow to manipulation, others who carried light in times of shadow. Others who were targeted precisely because the kingdom of darkness was threatened. And those ancestors survived. Those ancestors won. Protection was passed down through the generations. That protection lives in your DNA. That protection woke up the moment you needed it. This is why the magic could not touch you. Traditions passed down through practitioners were being used, but you are connected to something that goes beyond any single tradition. You are plugged into source energy. You are aligned with divine intelligence. You are operating from a frequency that these methods cannot reach. Weapons forged in darkness were brought. You are wielding light that existed before darkness was even a concept. There is no competition here. There never was. Now let me explain something about frequency that is going to help you understand why you are truly untouchable. Everything in the universe operates at a specific frequency. Thoughts have frequencies, emotions have frequencies, intentions have frequencies, and people have frequencies. Your frequency right now is so high that low-frequency attacks simply cannot reach you. This is not about being better than anyone. This is about operating in a different energetic dimension. When you maintain high frequency through your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you create what I call a frequency fortress. This fortress does not block attacks. This fortress exists at an altitude attacks cannot reach. Think of someone throwing rocks at an airplane. The rocks do not hit an invisible shield around the plane. The rocks just cannot reach that high. That is what is happening with you. Low-frequency attacks are being thrown at someone who lives in a high-frequency reality. The attacks never make it to your level. What maintains your high frequency? The practices you do daily, even the small ones. When you choose gratitude over complaint, when you choose forgiveness over resentment, when you choose faith over fear, when you choose growth over comfort, when you choose love over hatred. Each of these choices raises your frequency. You have been making these choices so consistently that your baseline frequency is now permanently elevated. You do not have to work to stay high anymore. You naturally exist there. This is why the attacks feel like something happening in a completely different reality, because the attacks are happening in a different reality. Your attacker operates from a low-frequency space of jealousy, manipulation, and control. You operate from a high-frequency space of love, purpose, and alignment. These two realities do not intersect. Spiritual impossibility prevents intersection. So when low-frequency attacks launch, those attacks exist in that reality, circle back in that reality, and affect the sender in that reality. You are literally living on a different plane of existence. Now let me put you onto something real, Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation, and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition, and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. You have mastered what I call the silent victory protocol. While noise is being made about attacks, you are being quiet about your success. While intentions are being broadcast, you are moving in silence. While proof is being sought, you are simply being yourself. This silence is not weakness. This silence is strategy. This silence is power. You have not been on social media announcing your wins before completion. You have not been telling everyone your plans before execution. You have not been seeking validation for your progress. You have been moving differently, quieter, more intentional, more private, and this privacy has become a protection mechanism that was not accounted for. What cannot be seen cannot be attacked. What is not known about cannot be blocked. What has not been announced cannot be interfered with. This is why remote viewing was attempted. Desperation existed to see what you are up to. Desperation existed to find your weak spots. Desperation existed to identify what is coming next for you, so getting ahead of it could happen. But a wall was hit. Your spiritual privacy settings are on maximum. You are not broadcasting your energy everywhere. You are not leaving your spiritual doors unlocked. You are not giving access to just anyone. You are operating with discretion, and that discretion has saved you more times than you know. Think about recent months. How many opportunities showed up that you did not announce? How many connections formed that you kept private? How many shifts happened in your life that you did not broadcast? You have been building an empire in silence while noise was being made elsewhere. You have been stacking wins that are known about by no one. You have been moving pieces on a chessboard that cannot even be seen. And by the time realization comes about what you have built, interference will be too late. Your destiny is accelerating. Time is collapsing. Things that were supposed to take years are going to happen in months. Doors that were slowly opening are now flying wide. Opportunities that were distant possibilities are becoming immediate realities. This attack was meant to delay you. Instead, acceleration was triggered that you would not have experienced otherwise. Here is why. When the spiritual realm sees someone under attack for walking in purpose, response happens. When darkness tries to stop light from fulfilling mission, heaven intervenes. When enemies attempt to block destiny, divine forces remove obstacles faster than planned. You are already on your path. But this attack signaled to the universe that you need express lane treatment, that you need extra support, that you need accelerated favor. When that is exactly what you are receiving right now, you are going to notice synchronicities multiplying, the right people appearing at the right time, resources showing up exactly when you need them, information finding you instead of you searching for it, doors opening before you knock, solutions presenting themselves before you fully understand the problems. This is acceleration. This is what happens when heaven decides you need to get where you are going faster than the original timeline suggested. Comfort does not always accompany acceleration. Things moving faster means you have to adapt quicker. Opportunities coming sooner means you have to be ready sooner. Blessings arriving ahead of schedule means you have to grow into them rapidly. This is not bad. This is just different from the gradual pace you might have expected. Do not let the speed overwhelm you. Trust that if something is showing up now, you are ready for it now. Trust that acceleration does not happen to people who cannot handle it. While consequences are being dealt with elsewhere, you need to focus on what is breaking through for you right now. This failed attack did not just protect you. The path was cleared for blessings to flood in. Everything that was tried to be blocked is now flowing toward you, accelerated. Everything that was tried to be stolen is being restored, multiplied. Everything that was tried to be delayed is arriving ahead of schedule. There is increase coming in material wealth, money from unexpected sources, opportunities opening in your career, recognition for work you have been doing quietly. This is not luck. This is divine timing. This is the universe responding to your faithfulness. This is harvest, after years of planting seeds and staying consistent, even when you could not see results. There is spiritual growth happening at an accelerated pace, deeper understanding, stronger intuition, clearer guidance. You are connecting with your higher self in new ways. You are hearing divine direction more clearly. You are trusting yourself more fully. You are stepping into spiritual gifts you did not know you had. This battle you won without fighting revealed something to you about your own power, about your protection, about your connection to something greater. And that revelation is opening spiritual doors that have been locked until now. There is a romantic celebration coming, a relationship that is both partnership and soul family, someone who matches your energy, someone who honors your boundaries, someone who celebrates your success, someone who walks in their own purpose, someone who sees your light and wants to shine alongside you instead of dimming you. This person is coming, and because the attack failed, because your heart stayed open, because the path is clear, nothing stands between you and this connection anymore. There is a gathering on the horizon, a moment where everything comes together beautifully, where the right people surround you, where your efforts get acknowledged, where your struggles make sense because you see what those struggles built you toward, where joy replaces pain, where abundance replaces lack, where connection replaces isolation. This celebration is already forming in the spiritual realm. Manifestation into the physical is happening, and nobody can stop it. You are not just receiving blessings for yourself. You are breaking generational curses and establishing generational blessings. Every attack you have deflected is not just protecting you. Protection is extending to everyone who comes after you. Every curse you have reversed is not just clearing your path. The path is being cleared for your entire lineage. You are doing ancestral healing work without even realizing it. Think about what this means. That person who attacked you represents a pattern that has probably existed in your bloodline for generations. Jealousy, competition, trying to tear down anyone who rises, using manipulation and control to keep others small. This pattern has probably affected your ancestors. This pattern has probably limited people in your family tree who had potential but got blocked by relatives who could not celebrate success. That cycle ends with you, not because you fought against it, but because you transcended it. You did not engage with jealousy. You did not absorb negativity. You did not drop to that level. You stayed in your frequency. You maintained your focus. You protected your peace. And in doing so, you broke a pattern that is probably ancient. You showed the spiritual realm that this family line now has someone who operates differently. Someone who will not participate in dysfunction, someone who chooses growth over grudges, someone who walks in light despite being surrounded by those who choose darkness. This is what being chosen really means. You are not chosen because you are perfect. You are chosen because you are willing to be different. You are willing to break cycles. You are willing to stand alone if that is what alignment requires. You are willing to be misunderstood by people who are determined to misunderstand you. You are willing to walk away from traditions that do not serve you. You are willing to create new patterns, even when the old ones are all you have ever known. That willingness makes you a cycle breaker. That courage makes you a generational curse destroyer. What just happened was a demonstration, a confirmation, a revelation. You just proved something to yourself, to the spiritual realm, to everyone watching. You proved you are not who you used to be. You are not someone who crumbles under pressure. You are not someone who absorbs negativity. You have evolved into someone who cannot be moved by schemes operating in darkness. You are chosen. Not because you are perfect, not because you never struggle, but because you keep choosing growth. You keep choosing hope. You keep choosing love. You keep choosing faith. You keep choosing yourself, even when others want you to abandon yourself. That consistency, that resilience, that refusal to give up, that is what makes you chosen. You carry light that darkness cannot extinguish. You walk with favor that cannot be revoked. You are connected to something greater that cannot be severed. You are protected by forces that cannot be overcome. You are equipped with everything you need for your purpose, and you just demonstrated all of that without even trying, without even fighting back, without even acknowledging the battle. You just lived your life and let your protection speak for itself. Now you are standing at the threshold of everything you have been building toward. The breakthrough is here. The blessings are here, the connections are here, the celebration is here, the soul family is gathering, the opportunities are opening, everything is aligning, and it is all yours, not by luck, not by chance, but because you earned it through every choice you made to keep going when quitting would have been easier. This is your time, this is your season. Walk into it boldly. Claim it confidently, receive it fully, because you have already proven you can handle whatever comes. You have already shown you can withstand any storm. You have already demonstrated why you are chosen. Now live like someone who knows your worth, like someone who understands your power, like someone who walks in divine favor, like someone who cannot be stopped by anything or anyone. The attack failed, the curse backfired, the magic returned to sender, and you just kept being you. That is dominance, that is power, that is what it looks like when someone chosen walks in full authority. Remember this moment. Remember what you just survived without even knowing you were being tested. Remember that you are built for this. Remember that you are covered. Remember that you are destined for greatness. Now go forward and walk in everything that has been prepared for you. It is already yours.